This is the Chrissy Swan Show.
Are you there, Kylie?
How are you?
Kylie, full disclosure, I think we're a little bit starstruck, so we might sort of lose we might lose our minds a bit, but together I think we can get through this.
We can hold this together. We can do it.
Kylie, we fell in love with Padam Padam. We feel like we were the first people ever in the universe to hear it and lose our minds. So we feel ownership over your amazing success with this song and album.
You can claim that. I'd stick with that story and run with it. Go wild.
We've been dancing since day one.
We've been padamming ever since.
We really have. And we are both, I am just so thrilled for this extraordinary sort of renewed success. It's like, yes, Queen, yes.
Thank you. Yeah, there seems to be a renewed vigour. I know it's been a while coming, going through the process of, each album's important and has its place, but certainly with Padam and now with Tension, and the album's out now and people are discovering more of the songs that's on it. It feels like a really special time, for people who've been with me forever or for a long time. And then there's like a whole sense of discovery with new people.
Yes, it feels like, it's your 18th album, which is just so extraordinary, but it feels like you've just now pulled away from the pack and you've just, it's just
so
extraordinary.
You feel that and I'm hearing that from, or either hearing it or just sensing it. And it feels like it's a bit of a celebration for others, which is one of the most beautiful parts of this moment, where no matter what field you're in or what you do, it's a little reminder that all things are possible. The door doesn't close and you have to open it, but you can do that.
Kylie, I'm 26 and have been a massive fan for ages. And I always joke that my parents knew when I was in line at Auskick, and instead of doing the handball exercise, I would be dancing to Red Blooded Woman because I remember that video coming out. So I'm diehard and I have a suggestion for a third single from Tension.
Okay, I have no idea what you're going to say because everyone's differing, but I'm ready. What is it?
For me, Hold On To Now. That just made me feel like I was on another planet. It felt dreamy. Would you go with that? What are you thinking for the third single?
I would 100% go with that. I think it's one of my favorites on the album. It has the kind of existential question and the very kind of personal question of, what are we doing? How do we do this? How do we navigate our questions about the future, and how do we hang on to, being in the now and being in the moment? And it's like a serotonin, dopamine rush. And by the end of it, I literally feel like I've taken off and I'm flying. So I'm glad you feel that.
There's so much press around this album at the moment. It's just on fire. But one article I read referred to all the songs on Tension as horny.
Not all of them. I'd say that there's also that wasn't in my list of words.
It just made me laugh. I thought, what a gorgeous adjective. Horny songs.
On the one hand, why not?
Yeah.
The way that I would label it is more just about liberation and, just do you and feel the way you feel and
be horny. Be horny, Kylie.
And if that is one of those things, then don't argue with it. Yes, between Padam and Tension, I'm setting myself up for that, really.
Speaking of the enormous schedule that you have been doing, you're extraordinary. You're everywhere. There's articles and we've read them all. I want to know how you are at taking compliments, because I think it's a real art form. And when I read this that Baz Luhrmann said about you, I thought, I wonder if I read it to Kylie, how she reacts. So I'm going to read it to you, okay? This is what Baz says about you, our Kylie. No matter what curveball is thrown at her, she is able to turn it around and reflect light back into the world, not only as an artist, but on a human level as well. What's that like to hear?
I mean, you should see the face I'm pulling. That's very emotional, and I think it's true. And I guess it's. How do I deal with that? Firstly, thank you, Baz. That's a lovely observation, and I feel like that's become over time my MO, and if I can do that, then that's a lovely thing. Actually, sometimes before I go on stage, sometimes just I will, if I can, like, close my eyes just for a second, I'll think, let the love in and let the light out. And as for curveballs, yep, we all have them, and I think some of that is addressed in a song like "Hold On to Now," where, I don't know, maybe when you're younger, you just think you've got forever to deal with stuff, and as you get older, you realize you need to be a bit more present, and you can't stop those curveballs. But yeah, how you navigate them, and I guess I would try and remain hopeful, certainly in the songs I do, which doesn't mean that life's always good, of course, but we make the most of it.
Okay, so the album is hopeful and horny. Okay, I'm writing this down.
Something that is very good, Kylie, is this Vegas residency. Now, I want to do everything I can to get there and see it. I've got 2 questions. What is in Kylie Minogue's rider? And my second question is, what can we expect from Vegas? Like, what do you know already?
Oh, I'll start with the rider. It's pretty simple. I mean, give the girl a good coffee and we're off to a good start.
Okay. What is your coffee order? I've always wanted to know. What is it?
I would go for, what we have started to call in Australia piccolo.
Yes.
Apparently means zip in Italian. Like, it just means nothing. They're
right.
Like, what are you talking about? I think you mean a macchiato. Like not too much milk. Yep. I want it with enough oomph, not bitter.
Yeah.
It can just, so that's good. I need a good coffee machine. Kettle, which in America, they're like, a kettle? What's a kettle? A hot pot? So you've got to make your own tea. Some dark chocolate, maybe some bubbles. I generally have some of my wine around as well, which is always good to see.
It's Wines. It's Wines by Kylie Minogue, in case you're wondering.
Yes. That's it. Some good snacks. Not a lot. Not a lot.
And then from the Vegas show.
So from Vegas, it's the club is called Voltaire at the Venetian Resort, and when you arrive at Voltaire, you will already be transported into this night of decadence and luxury. The venue caps at 1,000, so it's really intimate. And the stage designer, or the venue designer, is the same guy that did the Moulin Rouge stage show. So you can only imagine it's kind of luxe, and it's a cross between like a 1930s club or 70s. I think it's going to start as one, and it will become Studio 54 with my fans in there. I'm quite sure of it.
Isn't it extraordinary the path that Vegas has taken? I've got a joke with my manager that she'll be booking me into the Tweedheads RSL, and I'll be singing "We're a Couple of Swells" with Jane Hall. And that is sort of what Vegas used to be, but now it's like only the best of the best, the most accomplished, popular artists get to play there.
Yeah, it's totally been leveled up. I mean, I was saying the same thing as you 15, 20 years ago, however long ago, that that's it. I will definitely end up in Vegas. And shows like Aphrodite, Showgirl, it was kind of given, really. But the way that I'm actually coming to it at this point is not with that massive show with all of the tricks and the stuff that was on those 2 tours, like precision water fountains and air lights and all of that. It's more, from what I can tell with my my research into it, it's more like the clubs that before Vegas got really big, maybe like Sinatra would have played or Elvis. I love just dropping those names in. I'm not putting myself in this category.
We get it, Kylie.
But those kind of venues where there's just that kind of glamour rush. Every day I'm closer to opening in Vegas. It's not too far away now. I open early November, and I'll be there on and off until May.
Oh, we just lost our minds here. And, you know, the fact that it's just selling out left, right and centre does not surprise us. I just want to know, I've been sort of seeing you everywhere and articles and the amazing shoot for Vogue. Oh, my God.
Heaven.
So gorgeous.
Heaven. Yes, to the wonderful Christine Centenera, who is the editor, and it's her and her vibe and her vision. And I am so happy with that it's, I don't know, it's just got its own specific energy. And yeah, I'm on the cover of Australian Vogue. How cool.
It's so cool.
Epic.
I just want to ask about your energy, though, because I just,
yes.
you do so much. And I know how much, I mean, I'm nowhere near as creative as you, but I know that you need kind of the luxury of mental real estate to be creative. That comes with its own kind of cost. And I just want to know, how do you keep alive? Like, how do you keep going? Yeah.
I ask myself the same thing often, and trust me, when I got up early this morning to get ready, I am just like, honestly, who are you? How are you going to do this again today? But you know what? You have that good coffee, you wake up. Look, I don't think creative brains ever really rest. So I guess I'm doing one thing and I'm kind of juggling other things in my Gemini board meeting brain. All the members of the board have all got something to say. But yeah, keeping the energy up. It's a bit of a balancing act, especially at the moment when there's, I just wish I had more time, or I could kind of be in two places at once.
Kylie, do you ever get time?
Now, but we're doing the best we can.
Kylie, do you ever get time when you are on your own?
Yes. And not a whole lot, but when I do, I can go underground for just days and literally do nothing. Maybe, smash I'm going to say quote unquote box set of something. And just kind of, potter around. That's kind of that's good relaxation for me, because you're still processing stuff in your mind, either coming down from something or the prepping to go to the next thing. But I really, those times are super important.
Kylie, I've just got one last question before we let you go. I'm obsessed with your back catalogue and love every album, but I want to know from you, what's an album track that you think should have been released as a single? Because I think Your Love from Fever.
Wow.
I know, I love it. And I'm like, that should be a single today. What would you pick?
I mean, there's one that's kind of borderline. It was kind of released, but it didn't have a proper kind of radio push. The one, which I just love, was from X.
Yes.
I got that right? You probably know better than me. Yes. And so that has become a fan favorite and one of my favorites, and it comes to life when it's performed live. And I feel like there's often songs that are fine enough, or even good, or have their place on an album, but it's only after they have their life in a live situation that they kind of start to live and breathe more. And sometimes I have a little frustration, like, oh, I wish I'd known that. But them's the breaks. But I do like your choice.
Yes.
Kylie, we are running out of time. It is a great shame for us that this is happening.
No, we're all going to feel bereft after this. But you know what? I think that we all held that together pretty well.
We did well.
Yes, we did that. I love you all. Thanks for your time with Tension. I'm glad you're loving it.
Oh, we love it.
We're
We love
obsessed
you.
with it.
You're the best.
Thanks so much, Kylie.
Thanks, Kylie.
All right, bye.
Now check this out.
The Chrissy Swan Show is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.